Welcome to another episode of Psychotronic Coast to Coast. I'm your host, Skinslip. That's your other host, Owen Neal. We watch strange movies sometimes from other countries about giant rat people trying to kill other people with their evil mutant rats. And then we talk about it here on Psychotronic Coast to Coast. Hey, Owen, how's it going?
Jeez, well, way to spoil it.
Okay.
Start right off with that.
Oh shit! Third act reveal right up front. Look. You and I both know not a lot happens in this movie,
Yep.
especially in the middle. It's a pretty traditional grindhouse film where it starts off strong, gets boring in the middle, so you fuck or make out or do whatever the fuck you're doing, do your drugs, or come back for the fucking awesome finale where all the crazy shit happens. That's generally how these movies work. But Owen, why don't you take us through it just for the sake of it?
Let's see how much I can remember. You got a group of people wandering the wasteland because it's apparently post-apocalyptic.
All I know for sure is that the African American lady is named Chocolate, and it's
Yes.
kind of offensive that she's called Chocolate.
And I think the leader is Kirk,
That sounds about right.
something like that. But they stumble into this warehouse. It's just full of food. There's beer. They're shoving sugar and flour into their mouth.
Brown sugar or raw sugar, we're not entirely sure, but it's definitely sugar that is brown. But you know, raw sugar is also brown, for those who don't know. It's
And they don't.
processed, so.
And they pretty much waste all of it because they're just throwing it everywhere.
Yeah, they antique the. Oh, that's right. The antique chocolate. They throw basically. They throw in case someone doesn't know what antique it is. So they take a handful of flour and you throw it in someone's face and they get covered in fucking flour, right? They throw it on chocolate, and she goes, "I'm whiter than you guys!" That's pretty much, and then everyone has a good fake laugh about it. Meanwhile, me and Owen just look at each other like, "What the fuck? Like what?"
Yeah. And next to all the food is just beds, and they go in like I don't know if it's a basement or just another room, and there's like fruit and vegetables growing.
Well, later we find out it's a research facility. That's why everything was just laid out the way it was.
Yeah, but they don't find it suspicious. They're like, why is all this food here for the grabbing?
Right? Why is there hydroponics shit going on down here? Where's the weed? No one asks some important questions, I'm telling you.
The little exciting party gets a little disturbed by a corpse with rats on it.
A corpse with rats on it, which should totally be like a gloom card. A corpse with rats on it.
And they're like, all the girls are just staring at it, screaming like loud. Like,
in fact, I used that shot of the corpse with the rats on it as the image for this post on Twitter for this live stream that we're doing, recording this on. We record this, in case you don't know, every week on Twitch, almost every week on Twitch, and we watch the movie and we record the episode, and you can come join us, and that's what we do. Skinslip.tv, or it's twitch.tv/skinslip. And plug in the middle of the episode for once. But yeah, that's so. But when I posted on the announcement that we went live at fucking 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, it was that image of about 10 minutes and 47 seconds into the movie, I believe. I have to look at the time counter at that moment, roughly. Anyway.
Yeah, there's rats everywhere, but they don't seem to care. They're like, well, whatever.
Yeah, the rats aren't inherently dangerous, per se.
They're just smacking them
with filthy. That's all.
Booze bottles and stuff.
Oh yeah, so if you are sensitive to animal cruelty, there's a lot of animal cruelty in this. At one point, a rat is literally running around on screen on fire, fully engulfed in flames. So if you're sensitive, this is your warning. There's some animal harming that happened in this movie. 100% that rat died.
A lot.
Yeah, because anytime the rats attack, or also there's a stagehand clearly just off screen with a bucket full of rats just dumping them on people. And people throwing rats off screen and like, yeah.
And we quickly noticed that, because at first they looked really like weird, so we thought maybe they just literally scooped up a bunch of wild rats, but like they all have red eyes, so then we start realizing they all look kind of wet all the time, so it seems like they just painted
or grease them up.
White
Probably
rats,
they probably put them
yeah.
in grease because it would stain their fur and they would.
It's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah, no, it's not nice to the poor animals. They probably got poisoned from the cleaning their fur because they're constantly cleaning this shit off their fur through this movie. I love this movie, but there's also it's a love and hate relationship because I hate what they did to the rats in this movie, but I love how cheesy and dumb this movie is. Anyway, big fan of Bruno Mattei films. This is a film by Bruno Mattei and Claudio Fragasso, both cinematic juggernauts known for their high quality film. Sarcasm, sarcasm, sarcasm.
Yeah. They basically wander around the place, find some more corpses, more rats.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of
talk about the world and how it got this way and things like that. Just general inaniry that happens, I guess. Oh, then everyone goes to bed and they're all sleeping. And
two of them are just fucking.
Two of them are just fucking in the sleeping bag, like just loud, fucking, right? No nudity at this point. And then everyone gets fucking tired of this shit and says, dude, if you're gonna go the fuck outside, you're way too loud. They have an argument about this. And then the guy tries to get out of the sleeping bag because he's zipped up with the girl and finds the sleeping bag is stuck. This is a plan to payoff for later. Anyway, so they go outside, and then we get all their nudity as they're just flaccid penis and full bushing around the fucking outside. They decide to fuck outside, and yep.
Yeah, that does happen.
Yeah.
And she was the one that was dressed. She had like a cape.
Yeah, she was dressed like a fucking
leotard.
horror movie villain or something, or a D&D character. And I started noting that they all kind of seem like D&D characters. There's the ranger and the bard, the warrior, the fighter, the paladin, the fucking monk. Definitely there's a monk with a mohawk, and like he even meditated instead of sleeping. It's pretty silly. It's fucking perfect.
Yeah, it's weird because like, it seems like they're gonna start up having sex again. Then it cuts and it comes back, and they're just kind of laying together. So I thought they were done already, but apparently she was like, "I'm tired," and then he's like, "Well, fuck you then." And he goes and finds some booze, gets drunk, falls down a manhole with some rats, and then he's dead. And then a rat gets in the sleeping bag, and I made a joke, but apparently it was true. He climbed up her cooch and killed her from the inside.
Yep, and then they find her after hearing her death scream, and
they're like, "He killed her."
They think that the guy killed her. Instead, what actually happened was before this, intercut with her, it climbed inside her. He's wandering outside drunk and falls into a sewer drain, and he's like holding himself up in the opening, and fucking while stagehands off screen dump buckets of rats on him over and over again.
He falls
down. Yeah, his boot falls off, but it later gets back on his foot somehow.
Yeah.
The rat was courteous enough. The rat was courteous enough to. The rat was courteous enough to put the boot back on his foot. And then they find the lady trapped in a sleeping bag.
And during all of that, there's a guy in the basement. He found some oranges, a little orange tree down there. He's eating that, and he gets attacked by rats too. They come down the water pipe into the water.
And you can clearly see the entire time the rats are trying not to go down the water pipe.
Yeah.
They're like, ah! Freaking out.
So now they're freaking out because the rat's coming out of her mouth. And they turn around, and that guy shows up covered in rats, screaming, and they light him on fire with a flamethrower.
Yep, and then you clearly
straight
see rats.
Kill that dude.
You totally see rats on fire at this point, running around. It's pretty horrific, actually. Like, I hadn't seen this in a while, and this is the first time I noticed, like, not that there was rat deaths, because I did see a few dead rats the first time I saw it, but, like, how obvious some of the rat death is, and on screen. And, yeah. I gotta say, if you really like animals, this is gonna bother you. This movie will bother you. Do not watch this film. Sensitive people in the audience, there's nothing wrong with this. Yeah, sensitive you need to be, but this film is definitely not for you.
And there's a lot of intercut shots of one rat that's half white and half, colored.
Implying it's some sort of leader or something.
Yeah. It's always zooming in on him and stuff.
is a plot thread that is never, ever, ever talked about. Just like, okay, just that's the leader rat, I guess. So yeah, what are you gonna do?
Mm. They decide, let's get the fuck out of here, but the rats have chewed all the dirt bike tires.
Oh no!
Even though they don't look chewed at all.
Not really. One flat tire. One flat tire. That is it.
And this is where that one guy starts trying to, I'm gonna be the leader, and I'm taking the women.
He pulls his Starscream card. I'm the leader now! Megatron, stub this toe! I'm the leader now!
He's pointing a shotgun at the leader. Leader's pointing a flamethrower at his face. He's like, fine. But they end up,
We were talking about how shotgun versus flamethrower would be a cool name for a movie that I would totally watch. But
yeah, they go back inside. They're gonna shut themselves in the room with the beds. One of the leader's girl gets attacked at one point because she's all scarred up and she's in bed with a fever. I don't.
yeah, she
remember.
got bit by the rats, and they carry disease, and so she's dying of disease.
So they go in the basement to get water, so they can survive. But of course, there's just rats swimming in it.
And they realize that there's no clean water.
Yeah, and they got to make their way up the stairs covered with rats. His flamethrower stops working.
Even though later he has a fucking lighter.
Yeah.
Could have easily just lit the flamethrower, started it going, and just burnt all the rats off the stairs. But okay, sure. We'll just
this is where
forget about the lighter.
Yeah, this is where one guy on the stairs gets one rat on him. He falls down the stairs, and then he just gets covered in them. They gotta leave him. He's dead.
No one bothers to try to help him. No, he doesn't try to just stand.
He wants to, but the other two are pulling him up the stairs.
Yeah, he doesn't even try to stand. He just lays there and lets the rats eat him. It's pretty funny.
They get back to the room, and the guy that tried to turn on him is surprise, not letting him in.
I mean, it's as if the rat is holding him down. It's just too heavy. Anyway, yeah, dude, that's some shit. Like they won't let him in. Soon that whole, you know how it is in these movies. That one guy is paranoid about opening the door because he's a crazy fuckhead. Won't open the door, is controlling. That guy, like Cooper from Night of the Living Dead.
This seems kind of funny because they're like, the rats are coming, and they're screaming, and there's just like a pile of rats in the middle of an empty room just sitting there. And he runs over and starts kicking them and flinging the thing around.
Or we see a legion of rubber rats on a conveyor belt woo, doing this, literally moving in a wave fashion. It looks so fake and so bad. They are clearly Halloween store rats just attached to a conveyor belt.
That's oh, they're marching towards them, and then it cuts to just an empty room with a pile of rats in the middle.
Yeah.
Which they start just he runs over and starts kicking them like he's trying to hold them back. But they're not doing anything.
They're just laying there, dead, useless.
Freaking rat conveyor belt.
It was so ridiculous. I let a pretty big cackle over that one. That was pretty funny.
So chocolate.
I just watched the cat fail a jump. Sorry.
So the chocolate tricks the guy, knocks him down, and then opens the door. So they get in. You got your standard, I'm gonna kill you, and they don't kill him for some reason, which they should have.
Reasons.
But all of a sudden it gets quiet, and all the rats are just chilling, and they're like, And this is a weird scene where they're all just slowly walking through the rats, and they're not talking. There's that one guy that gets through. They're like, the war's over. Woohoo!
Yeah, woohoo! He literally says, woohoo! If this had subtitles, I would demand a wahoo gif, but there's just, I don't want to have to just deal with it. It's fine. Woohoo! So silly.
I wonder if that was just an ad-lib by the guy doing the dub.
I bet it was.
Woohoo!
It's
he looked excited.
It's so natural and forthcoming. It's clearly intended. Clearly something he just did, And, he can't act for the rest of the movie, but the minute he has to say wahoo, he gets it right and nails it.
But it seems like, all right, it's going to be good, and they're going to all leave. And as they're heading towards the bar area, there's a bar there. The asshole and the girl sneak out the back. One of the girls. And then they find their buddy that was on the bottom of the stairs standing at the bar. But, oh surprise, he's dead, and rats explode out of his chest.
Literally explode. If you've ever seen Contamination, there the alien spores in that movie make people explode. Have we seen that in the show yet?
No.
Oh my goodness. Italian gloriousness. And that one's an alien ripoff. And in that one, the aliens like had these eggs laying everywhere, and the eggs explode acid all over you. And then you explode from the acid hitting you. Not even making this up. So, when this guy explodes, the first thing I thought of was, oh my god, it's the same air cannon from Contamination. Because it's literally just like, rats everywhere.
Yeah. So I have to assume all the rats inside also made him stand up and rigorously walk over there, like. Eh.
And there
Pulls
are
on the
definitely
bar.
rats, live rats launched out of this fucking air cannon.
Yes,
Out of the back.
and the other actors' faces.
Those rats definitely died from the impacts of the air. But like, good lord. But yeah, and then the cat. Then cut to the next shot, and the cat throws the rats on the actors.
And if that's not bad enough for them, the asshole outside is in their van with a metal gun trying to kill them, just blasting through the window.
Yep.
And I don't know why he stopped shooting, but something happens, and then he's like, "I'm gonna kill this girl," even though the girl likes him. He has a grenade, and instead of just letting him blow himself up, they put down their guns. But then, no, the thing's full of rats, so he blows himself up with the rats.
He literally lobs a grenade in the bed of the truck that he's standing in and just blows.
Did she die? We never saw her again.
Oh yeah, dude, she's fucking dead. She's in that vehicle. That vehicle exploded.
I thought she drove inside and she might have been protected.
That vehicle exploded. She's dead.
And then they realize the sick girl is missing. She's wandered inside, and they go looking for her, and she slits her own wrist.
Because she doesn't want to die slowly. Which I can. You're stuck in the post-apocalypse. You're dying of the Black Plague. All right, like go for it.
Yeah. Then the guy finds her. That was his woman, and she's got rats on him, so he just starts blasting her corpse with the shotgun.
She's freaking out. Ah! Just shooting her fucking corpse. Oh, that's great. I love that.
When they show up, they're like, "Why'd you shoot her? You could have saved her." Like she was already dead.
Yeah, she was, but it's just funny. He's trying to shoot the rats, is what he said. And it's like, well, yeah, of course you were, but you're stupid for doing that.
And the actress had like 5 real dead rats on her.
So. Oh yeah, dude. There's dozens of dead rats in this movie. It's really unfortunate. Like they really mistreated these poor things. At the same time, it's just rats.
And they keep
stumbling
upon
suffer,
bodies.
But I'm not gonna miss them.
They keep stumbling on bodies because apparently the rats are dragging their dead friends around for them to stumble over.
Yeah, they're just like laying their dead bodies, moving their dead bodies to other rooms. Cause they literally stumble into a new room and trip over the lady in the fucking sleeping bag who had the rat climb up her cooch and out her mouth. No rats inside her this time, but they stumble over her corpse again and act like they've never seen it before.
Although there is rats in her a little bit later, so.
It's so inconsistent, yeah.
But they find a little speaker in the little control room, and it explains everything. They were set up to do some experiments, and something they thought was extinct wasn't. Rats came out the sewer, and they want to eat people, and they're more intelligent from mutation.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah. That was a pretty long scene, too.
Yes. This movie, man, I dig this movie for some reason. It's so fucking stupid. It's a post-apocalyptic film that's also a horror film. It's basically, they take your average post-nuke film, they start in the iconic quarry, which is the post-apocalyptic wasteland in nearly every movie set in this fucking era, and then they move into some claustrophobic horror film. It's just unique because it's like two different things shoved together. I don't know. I really like it. Minus the dead rats.
I was watching part of the ending because I missed a part, but it made me laugh. Okay, so now we see some people come out the sewers. They're wearing like hazmat suits. They're spraying some gas around. The rats are trying to bust through the door where they're hiding. they some reason have the girl in the sleeping bag leaned up against the door.
I
So when
know.
they knock it over, it falls on the leader, and then he's like holding her head, and they're coming out of her mouth, and he like pulls her head off.
Yes.
Which is funny because like 2 seconds earlier, she looked, she was dead, but she looked fine.
Right.
This one, she's like been rotting for a week.
And rats are suddenly climbing out of her. Suddenly.
And the faithful leader is killed by rats being baseball thrown into his face.
Yes.
Just like full force, just whing. And somehow he dies from like 3 rats hitting him.
Dude, super rats.
And does the monk die at this point too? Because it's
No.
just now like
The monk and the 2 ladies survive, right? And the other dude.
no, it's Chocolate's man are the only 2 I see right now on screen.
Oh really? I could have swore the monk survived. Right, maybe this monk didn't die. What did he die of then?
Well, he was by the door too. Everyone gets gassed, and doesn't kill him. It's just sleeping gas.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Hey, kitty.
Well, there's a scene too where she's like, "Kill me if you love me," and he's like, "No." And he ends up like stabbing a rat.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, the monk's dead by the door.
Okay, so he died. I don't remember how he died. I like the monk. He had a mohawk. It was cool. He had a weird circle.
Chunks fell on him.
Oh, that's right. The door full covered in rats fell on him. That's right. I remember that now. And he was just screaming and just holding the door up while rats ate him, I guess.
But they wake up and they're like, "Oh, you are one of us, and you've saved us." And the person in the gas mask is nodding, and then it pulls it off, and it's a rat man or woman.
The rat person, and it's weird. It looks really weird.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a rat. It just looks like someone just has fur on their face.
Well,
like,
the way it's actually is a rat. It's got a pointed nose, but it's pointed
it's
directly
like
at the camera.
down.
Yeah, the rat nose is here. And it's like pointed down like this, like a narrow thing, but you can't. The rat nose is at his chin. I realize you can't see me. My camera's off in the hangout.
And then it's just a freeze frame of Chocolate screaming,
And,
and
like,
then the title, "Rats."
And there's a sloping face piece, but it looks weird because the way they shoot it looks flat and featureless. This looks like a face without a mouth and nose, covered in hair. Because the angle it's
It
shot
looks
at.
kind of red, but I wonder if it's just some of the hair from the mask getting in their eyes and irritating.
Too much weed, man. Too much weed.
Probably.
Okay.
It just ends with her screaming, "Freeze frame, rats, night of terror."
So what did you think, Owen?
It was pretty dull.
What did you think about the beginning and the ending, though?
I don't know if the twist ending really saved it.
Oh, it does not at all. I guarantee that I completely agree. Not guarantee. I completely agree. It does not save the ending at all. I still love it, but I love it because it's so fucking dumb and wacky.
I would have been more entertained of just rat humanoids running around, punching him and attacking him.
Oh, and then one guy gets kicked in the dick. I forgot about talking about that.
Yeah, the bad guy. They kicked him in the dick instead of shooting him.
Yeah. That's the same guy who blew himself up. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
Look, his balls were aching. You couldn't think
Which
right,
they
right?
Clearly should have shot him the first time he tried to turn on the leader.
I know, right?
Just been done
Curse
with
your
it.
sudden but inevitable betrayal. Jeez.
It was like, how many times? The third time
It's finally the third time, yeah.
he turned on him?
And then he blew himself up like an idiot.
A piece of shit.
Yeah, killed some poor innocent lady who just loved him.
Yeah.
She just
Really
cared
hated
about him.
rats.
I feel bad for that girl. She just wanted to survive, and she loved the dude, and he just took advantage of it constantly.
Was she the annoying one that just kept yelling and screaming and running around and flopping on the floor?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really care because they're rats, but at the same time, like, seeing them run around on fire was a little disturbing.
Yeah, that was really fucked up, honestly. Unfortunate. Like, that was Italy at the time, though. A lot of the cannibal movies did it, but lots of movies had animal endangerment, animal cruelty, unfortunately. You know? Like, it was something that was acceptable at the time that is not acceptable even in Italy now. I mean, like, it was just late 70s, early 80s. It was a thing.
Because they clearly had, I mean, besides the terrible rubber ones, they had prop ones that they would stick on people's necks, and they'd be like,
And rubber
stuff.
ones for a conveyor belt that could have lit on fire just as easily.
Yeah.
But like these movies were made at a time when gimmicks like actual animals being used was a selling point for drive-ins and grindhouse films. And so, like they used real animals. I don't agree with it either, but this is just what they did at the time. So
Buckets of rats being dropped on the actors kind of made me laugh. I probably shouldn't laugh at it.
no, those poor rats probably getting hurt. The actors probably getting scratched up.
And they're like, and they're screaming, just dumping them.
Poor rats terrorized.
When the door fell down at the end, like you can just see they're just dumping like a garbage can of rats down. I'm like, where are they coming from?
Nowhere. We were making a joke. We're making a joke that like this was shot on the sets from the Once Upon a Time in New York sets. It had been abandoned for years at this point, and were already rotting, so they had a perfect aesthetic. And they, I lost my train of thought. Fuck, what was I saying?
Well, didn't you say they called it?
Oh, I was saying here. I thought it was, and so like we're talking about how like this the it looks all dingy and shitty, and like they probably just left the rats when they were done. They probably didn't even like take them with them or put them back where they found them. They just left them right where they were. Have fun, rats. All half burnt and shit.
The best the way they were treating them.
I know, right? But anyway, that was the joke. I literally lost my thought trying to get a little background. Anyway, you were asking.
What was the movie? Did they call it a third? What was that one?
Oh, it was marketed in Germany as the third Bronx Warriors film. It's Bronx Warriors 3, Night of Terror. And we mentioned like one of the actors is from one of the Bronx Warriors movies. We're pretty sure he's one of the background extras. Like not like one of the like featured extras. Like dudes had like 5 lines or some shit. Because all the actors in this movie looked fairly familiar. From like I've seen a lot of this era's sci-fi and horror and westerns, so these people pop up in a lot of these movies because it's work.
You got your gray matter in your butt.
Anyway, all right. So you said you didn't really like it. How many stars would you give this?
Maybe a 1.
See, at heart, I want to give this a 3 stars, but I gotta knock it 1 star for the animal cruelty. For traumatizing me with a fucking rat engulfed in flames running around, I have to definitely dock an entire star for that. So I'm going to give it 2 out of 5. I like the movie. I think it's a good movie, but it's also upsetting in ways. And it's like one of those things where... What the fuck, Canada? I just realized something. One of the trivia pieces says that the scene in which the rat climbs out of the woman's mouth was edited because of animal cruelty. But there's a fucking rat on fire no less than 10 minutes or 20 minutes later in the film, but that's in the film. What the fuck, Canada? It's the only scene edited from the movie.
The rat coming out of her mouth is fake.
Yes! It's not even a real rat. It's a
She
rubber
pushed
rat.
It out with her tongue.
It's not even her. It's like a fucking life cast of her face.
No, that is her. She's 100% in that scene.
Oh, okay. Then it's definitely her tongue just shoving out.
It's just
a
like
fake rat.
Like a little head and like little arms part of a rat.
Yeah, it's just the very tip. There's in front of the rat.
No way they shoved a...
No, but that's cut out. But the fucking... And fully engulfed in fire rat is perfectly okay. Way to go, Canada. What?
Yeah, when the guy's in the sewer, he burns it, and you just see rats running around on fire down there.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Like, now, I was gonna say, I have a big problem with film censorship. I hate when they censor films. But the only thing I'm okay with censoring is chopping out scenes of actual animal cruelty that were needless. Like, in a lot of those cannibal films, they're filming a quote-unquote ritual of somebody, doing some native ritual where they just kill a fucking animal and dismember it and take it apart. And it's not even a ritual, it's just some guy doing it for the movie. I can't stand that shit. But, like, in the UK, they had to edit, like, Cannibal Pharaoh because of that. Cannibal Ferox.
I mean, I could see if they were doing it because it was too, quote-unquote disturbing. Mm-hmm. But, like, it's a fake rat. There's no gore. She has no blood on her at all.
I think she has a little bit of blood on her chin. Like a little dribble. It's like so little, I think.
I don't think so, because the rat killed her from the inside.
Yeah, I think it's like blood that was there before, dude. Like it's on her face, like her cheek or something. I could swear there's like a little bit of blood on her face, but it doesn't matter because, like I said, the only time I'm cool with censorship is when they cut out the animal violence. So like, Cannibal Ferox released in the UK without the animal cruelty part. But the whole movie's fine. This movie could have had the 2 seconds of fucking flaming rat chopped out, and a few other instances of dead rats that with no dialogue or point. And this movie would have been, I think, okay, not harmed by that. That's the kind of thing that bothers me. That's why I had a dock at 1 star right there, specifically. This pointless animal violence. Like, if like you're watching a film with the scene with horses, the horse falls down and gets hurt. That's unfortunate. That happens though, you know. That's not someone purposely endangering an animal. That's just a fucking mistake, you know. Anyway, did you pick a movie for next week?
No.
Oh, okay. What are we watching?
Something Christmas related. I don't know yet.
Okay then.
It's the season.
Yeah, we had someone here in the chat of the live stream, which you could be here too, podcast listeners, saying, haha, so agree with you. I'll watch people getting killed all day long, but as soon as there's some animal violence, I'm turned off. I have no problem with fake animals. If some rubber dog gets fucking stabbed, if they kill the character of the dog in the movie, and the character of the dog's dead, but the real life dog's fine, I don't give a fuck. It's a rubber dog. It's sad, especially when they can care for that dog, but that's not real. My problem is when they really hurt an animal. I fucking hate that. So like fake animal, whatever, rubber dog, nobody cares. No one should care. It's just rubber dog. Do I think it's pointless to kill an animal? It's a woman, the women being stuffed in refrigerators mean, but for animals, yes, I think that horror movies use the trope of killing the animal as a ominous meat thing, or a thing to set the mood, or a thing to set the character on edge. I think that's a really old trope that could literally be taken out of any movie going forward. Nobody would fucking miss it. So yes, do I think the trope is bad? Yes. Do I think it needs to be not movie? No, because I don't think anybody should tell anybody to fucking make the movie how they want to make. I just think it's pointless. I may not watch your movie. But I have no problem with like an animal being killed if it's like the animal's like, it's defending its owner and it gets killed, like, oh, that sucks, but hey, it died a hero or something, you know? Like there's like, I have like, it's a very, it's a kind of a gray line, but it's a very solid gray line. Like, it's fuzzy, but it's like definitive at the same time. It's hard to explain. Anyway, I'm sorry I rambled about that. I'm sure you'll probably cut most of this out of the podcast. Rightfully so.
No.
You probably leave this whole part. I'll be talking about cutting out of the podcast. You son of a bitch! You get me again!
Release that as its own podcast.
Just me just saying you'll cut this out of the podcast. You'll cut this out of the podcast. Literally just me saying those words over and over again, right? It's like, damn. Alright. So I guess we're watching something Christmassy. For those who are watching on YouTube.
Maybe something Hanukkah related.
Or something holiday related, excuse me. Something with snow I think was a requirement, right? Because it's holiday season. Because we're running out of holiday movies, actual holiday movies.
I don't think we are. There was probably enough to cover this month. That probably just came out last year alone.
Look, I'm not counting every fucking Hallmark movie, which clearly would count for this podcast. But fuck you if you want to watch those things.
What, you don't want to watch the one where she like bakes but also solves crimes?
No, but I will watch the one where she time travels. That's a fine line. That's sci-fi, man. I'll take that one.
You saw that list on Letterboxd. It's covers where the couple's wearing green and red sweaters.
Oh, I'm sure I've seen it.
There's a lot on there too.
There's a million. I mean, like, they're all the fucking same movie. Almost all the Hallmark movies are the same. So when like you're reading the description, and it goes, she time travels back in time to do it. I'm like, wait, whoa, take your glasses off, rub your eyes. Hold on, let me reassess this. She time travels. Oh my god, this Hallmark movie's got time travel in it. Oh, like that's
it's not
like
Hallmark, but there's a dog movie where the dog dies and comes back as a ghost to help plan her former owner's wedding.
That's fucking stupid, but awesome.
And it's like a really famous guy doing the voice too.
What
I can't
the
remember.
fuck? What? You watch the weirdest fucking movies.
I haven't seen it.
Says the guy who watches the weirdest fucking movies. Oh, we should watch that for the show then. Let's do it.
I mean, I watched Doggone, where the guy is a criminal, gets there's a criminal and a dog, and the criminal gets shot, and the dog gets shot, and then his ghost goes into the dog, and then he helps solves a crime. But it's really weird because at the end of the movie, he's clearly bred as like, no, maybe the dog goes into the bad guy, but then at the end, there's like clearly a dog is having puppies, and it's him, but he's like a human now. So it's just like, wait, what?
What?
And it's a kids movie. It's very
What?
weird.
It's so weird.
Doggone.
Doggone. What a fucking title. Oh,
We
my
watched
goodness.
two. We watched Doggone and we watched Doggone.
Oh, my God.
Double feature.
That would be a podcast right there.
Anyways.
Crown Mystery says we have good, amazing beards. So, thank you, sir. And or ma'am. And or other.
That's the important part.
Anyway, so, yeah, we're watching something wintry.
Yep.
Holiday-y. Christmassy, Hanukkah-y, something like that. And then...
There needs to be more slashers during wintertime.
I just have to I need to find a copy of Shredder. Guys, somebody hooked me up with a copy of Shredder on DVD. My copy never made it up here. A whole box of movies went missing in a move. Like, literally, like 40, 50 movies just gone. Poof. Shredder was one of them. The old MGM DVD. I think it was MGM. Maybe it was Lionsgate.
I don't know.
Also, Bloody Murder. That one, too. The really bad hockey mask killer film. Looking for those two. Anyway.
Did they have a bunch of those?
Oh, yeah. There's 2 or 3 of those. Yeah, so what we're doing, we're doing Holiday Christmassy movie, and then the week after that, we're doing Hell of the Living Dead. Hooray, more Bruno Mattei. And until next time, we here at Psychotronic Coast to Coast hope you find some awesome cinematic gems. Enjoy them. Have fun. And, Worm Disease recommends Silent Night, the remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night. Have you seen it?
Maybe. Yeah, a couple years ago.
A couple years ago. But yeah, we should cover that in a couple years, maybe. That'd be a good thing to cover with Shredder or something.
I wasn't big on it.
Whatever.
But I'll watch it again.
We do have a Silent Night, Deadly Night. Has that been released in the podcast form?
No.
Oh, okay. We do have a forthcoming Silent Night, Deadly Night retrospective episode with all 5 original Silent Night, Deadly Night films in one episode. So, I am not going offline. I'm just taking this podcast offline. I have to stop recording the podcast. Anyway. So, we'll see you next time for Psychotronic Coast to Coast. And, peace out, guys!